on and on and on and on and on, and is it negative? Okay, so I touched there on the fact that next week you might have another thought pattern that lasts a few days until you get the project done, or the situation with the kids transforms or moves into the past. And that is life. That is what happens. Okay, and it's called your butterfly mind or your monkey mind. And this is what the mind does. All right, the mind will move even if you're having a conversation with other people, or even if you're in a meeting, your mind will be wondering, it'll be doing this, that and the other, it'll be chatting to itself. That is your butterfly or your monkey mind. How breathing practice, yoga, meditation, exercise, and all those things work, we're going to be covering in this program, in terms of the impact they have on the mind, but also how they act as a circuit breaker for those thought patterns, especially those thought patterns that are worrying for you or more disturbing. Okay, now, two main types of stress, and I'm only going to talk for a few more minutes, and then in each of the other sessions coming up, I'll talk less, but because we'll be doing more stuff. But two main types of stress: acute stress and chronic stress. Okay, so acute stress is you get up this morning, or we get up the other morning, and you're told you have to homeschool the kids again. Well, of course, it would be normal to have a period of acute stress until you get breakfast, you get everybody settled, you get everybody in front of their iPads or tablets and get them onto their programs and all the rest of it. Okay. Another example of a case of acute stress: you have a job interview, and what effects do those have on the body? Well, you might be irritable, you might get an acute headache, you might be running about frantically. Okay, so all of that causes an effect in the body. So you can start to see how doing work on the body through the breathing, the poses, the meditations, exercise, other things we can do, breaks that chain of worry or stress. All right, now if that goes on every day, as we are having and experiencing a pandemic, that can become chronic stress, which leaves you more open to being susceptible to mental health conditions such as anxiety and depression. And that's what happened to me after my mother died. We were dealing with grief in the family. Everybody was still working because you have to pay your mortgages and all that. And for me, it turned into chronic stress. But luckily enough, I was able to pull myself out of it, okay? And that's what I want to teach you guys through this program. Some things that you can try to also pull yourself out of stress at this time, and stress and worry about the pandemic, okay? So what are the sources of stress? Life changes. We're all going through that at the minute. Maybe worries about work. Life changes, even having more people at home. Life changes, stresses about IT, but also the environment. So the wider environment, of course, it's stressful at the minute. The news is all bad. When the phone pings, it's usually somebody else has got COVID or they've gone for a test, okay? Unpredictable events is another source of stress. Well, we're in that too, okay? We didn't predict the pandemic. Workplace. Now, these are the main sources of stress at the minute. Workplace, generally, and they're happening at the minute, and social. So those are the 5 external stressors. And in this pandemic, we're being affected by them all. But at least in knowing that, guys, we can identify that it's happening to everybody, that all of those 5 external elements are at play, and we're not on our own. It's not unique. It's happening to everyone. Okay. And then in other classes, we'll touch upon the internal stressors, which then external events trigger as well, such as fears, lack of control, beliefs, and thoughts. All right. So to finish off on the theory part of it, the 9 or 10 things that we can do to circuit break the worry or the stress They're in no particular order. Meditate, breathe deeply, be present, reach out, tune into the body, decompress. That can be something like a hot bath or a hot towel on the forehead. Laugh, crank up the tunes, and get moving or exercise, okay? And some of those things will suit some people and some of them will suit other people. I like a mix of them. Some people might prefer, you know, music and to dance to that, and to dance in the house or dance to the street. Guys, don't worry about it at the minute if that's what you want to do, okay? The world is a wee bit crazy out there, so if you're doing something a wee bit odd or different, nobody's going to pass any remarks. Those are the things that this morning through work, I had a situation that I was worried about, and I just thought to myself, you know, I'm not alone in this. I'm going to ask the group for help, and I did, and I asked the folk for help, and they gave advice and assistance, and my anxiety calmed about that situation, okay? So that's an example of reaching out. All right. Enough about this theory. We'll cover more of it in the next sessions or program, okay? And I will send a wee sheet through to Paula for everybody, which just with that information on it, because it can be helpful to know your stressors and then to just look at the 9 or 10 things that you can do to break that stress pattern at that moment in time, all right? Last night, I had trouble getting to sleep because I had to get up early this morning. You know the way you think, oh my God, I'm not going to get up, blah, blah, blah. So I tried different types of music and different types of meditations, different types of things, till I finally found something on YouTube that resonated with me and then went off to sleep. So, okay, guys, we're going to do a wee quick scan of the body through the face, all right? So those of you who were on early, I said to you, run and get a wee facial oil if you have one, or a moisturizer or a cream. If you haven't one, don't worry, okay? And we're just going to check the body on the face. I'm just looking for my chart with the points, okay? Just for the reflexology. Here we go. Okay, guys, so just admit Rachel there. All right, everybody. So there's a few people just joined us there, guys. We've talked through a wee bit about stress management, where it comes from, the triggers, the types of stress, the link between, I'm just putting the oil on the face now. This is a great oil, guys. Leaves your face very moisturized. The links between there's the mind and the body, of course, but the thought processes, how to break worrisome or stressful thought patterns and processes. And these go on every day, guys. This is a work in progress, okay? And now we're just going to check the main parts of the body and the mind on the face, okay? So for those of you who have had reflexology or teach it or practice it or do it, you will know that the body is just not mapped on the feet. It is also mapped on the face, the hands and the ears, okay? All right, we're going to start with just giving the temple up at the top there a wee massage, okay? Now, anywhere you feel grit or a tenderness, that's that part of the body is a wee bit out of sync, okay? Is a wee bit out of sync. So just give the temples a massage. And now I can feel there up, I can feel, give it a good hard wee poke in there, guys. Just right up from the center of the eyebrows into the forehead. I can feel grit in underneath the skin, okay? And these are salt deposits that are deposited when the body is a wee bit stressed or out of balance. None of this means you're going to need to go to A&E, guys. We're not in a critical condition here. Well, remember, we store emotion in the body, positive and negative. So you can tell when somebody's happy, they're bright, they're cheery, they're laughing. And likewise, you can tell when somebody's down. We store emotion in the body. And this is why stress management is critical, because If we don't let it go, guys, on a day-to-day basis or weekly at least, or deal with it, you're going to store it in the body over time. So just give the temples there a good massage out. And anywhere you have that wee salt deposit, just give it a good hard press and try to break it down there. And the temples up there, that is your sympathetic nervous system. And that is your, that's your stressor of a nervous system. Now, I'm not too stressed at the minute. I've had a nice break over Christmas, but a few wee things going on in life. So just give that a nice massage. Good. And remember, anywhere you have tenderness or grit, give it a good workout. Okay, coming down now, just here to just slightly up from the center of the eyebrows. That's your pituitary gland, the master gland in the body. So if you were a Sikh, you'd have a wee red dot there. Okay, that's where I want you to just press and massage. That's the point for your pituitary gland, okay? And of course, that's the master gland in the body. And just give that a nice wee massage. Now, this in itself is very, very relaxing, I find. No, not even, this isn't work, okay? Not even teaching this is very, very relaxing, okay? And of course, I get to do it on myself. So yes, a wee bit there, give that pituitary gland a wee bit of grit there. I haven't done this in a few weeks, the facial reflexology, and of course I can't get foot reflexology done, so it's no surprising I'm a wee bit out of balance, okay? And if I'm relatively stress-free and manage myself very well and have a wee bit of grit, just imagine maybe how some of you are feeling, okay? So the side of the eye lower is the colon. Now just give that a nice massage. We're going to come to the bowel. I find that fascinating, the bowel on the face. I was doing this during the first lockdown on Facebook Live, and somebody had obviously joined the group and the class wrong, and I talked about giving the bowel a good massage on the face, and this man commented that I was a complete and absolute, like, you know, nee-naw, ready for the ambulances. So I had to laugh at that, like, unless you know and explain and listen and hear some of this, if you were joining from outer space, you would think, what is that all on about? So this is the colon, the side of the eye lower is the colon, okay? And then the side of the nose, the bridge of the nose, are the kidneys. So just give the kidneys a nice stimulus there. And this does work, folk, okay? Drink plenty of water after this, and you might even notice yourself starting to get dry, because we are stimulating the main parts and organs and systems of the body to work more efficiently. They're going to crank up a gear, and you're going to need to start to flush the toxins out, okay? All right, so that's the kidneys. And then, of course, the kidneys are all good there because everybody's doing dry January, so the kidneys are functioning perfectly. Although I do a yoga class online on a Monday night, and there was talk about this lockdown on the Monday night, and the number of people that messaged me just after it and saying dry January had gone out the window. Guys, you know, stick with it. So underneath the cheekbones, this is the bit I find fascinating, and this does work on people. Underneath the cheekbones is the bowel, okay? And just give that a good massage. Even get your thumb in around the cheekbones and all the way out to the ears, okay? I have done this treatment on people who are constipated, okay? And this, in a couple of hours, we have, movement is right, we have movement. It's underneath the cheekbones is the bowel. And if you are tender there, okay, I usually am sometimes on the underneath the bowel on the right hand side. If you're tender there, give it a good massage, okay? This is facial reflexology is a fantastic treatment and self-care therapy to do a couple of times a week. Just even to help you relax. I find myself coming down even as I'm doing it here. But also in terms of self-care, to do a wee body check as to how the body is coping with what's happening at the minute, okay? You know, the minds mightn't be coping too great, they might be all over the place, but we'll come to that. Now, the tip of the nose is the tummy. All right? Tip of the nose is the tummy. And likewise, if you have grit there or you're a wee bit tender, I'm tender underneath the right cheek. That's not surprising, but the tip of the nose, give that a nice massage. And I would even have people do this and their tummy starts to rumble. That is the reflex point for the tummy. Okay, the top of the lip is the spleen. So just give the top of the lip a nice massage. And the spleen is very important at the minute because, of course, it helps in the immune response in the body. Given the spleen there, the top of the lip. Bottom of the lip is the pancreas. And if you can't feel anything, don't worry. You don't have to. Trust in the process that it's working and that it's doing what it can, okay? Good. And then the chin is the bowel as well. So give the chin a good massage. It is the bowel as well. And then the side of the lips out to the cheeks are the lungs. Now, give the lungs a good massage, give the lungs a good stimulus. Very, very important in these COVID times. This is also, guys, a fantastic therapy and treatment for just your complexion, okay? I would, when times were normal, I would have done like, you know, ordinary reflexology and kind of a facial reflexology, not just for obviously a self-treatment or self-care, but also for the complexion. It's fantastic, giving the lungs a good workout. One of these weeks we will also be doing acupressure on the hands, and it is really, really powerful, especially on the lungs. I would do it for asthma there, and it really, really friggin', you'd notice it right away, guys. The lungs starting to like, that heaviness and tightness shift. The hand acupressure for asthma is amazing. Okay, side of the chin is the reproductive system in men and women. Give the side of the chin a good massage there. Good, good massage. Don't be too gentle. Massaging up the ways. And then just the cheekbones to the ears. So if you want to do the bowel again and then come all the way out to the ears and down is the liver. All right. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's a slight difference in my complexion here now. Looks a lot fresher. Nicer glow. I was still a wee bit red, but it was a bit red from when I started. Less red now, better glow to the complexion, okay? And then we're going to just do so you never see in school your teacher go like this. There was a reason they were going like that. Maybe it was just my teacher was doing that more. Okay, side of the the oil that I'm using, guys, so both sides of the temples again is your sympathetic nervous system. So that's the one that turns on when you're stressed, okay? So when your teacher was doing this at you, yes, they were stressed, okay? The oil I'm using is the Tropic Super Greens. And it's a nutrient boost oil, vitamin C, tamanu, kale, broccoli seeds oil. It is dear, it's £42, but it lasts, I would say the last one lasted me about 9 months. And I used it probably a couple of times a week, okay? So I just order it for myself to use, you know, in these classes and sessions. Now, the ears are the whole of the body. So get your fingers into your ears there. Give them a good clean out. Give them a good red out, all right? Inside the ears and all the way down to the lobes. Give the lobes a good pull. See, are there any other comments there? If anyone wants to ask anything or whatever, do put it in the chat box. And then the outside of the ears and down round and the lobes as well. So anyone who has had acupuncture, you know the needles in the ears? That's what they're doing. It's the exact same system and process we're working on. And finally, just work the neck there. Give the neck a massage as the thyroid. Give it front and back. The week we're doing the Indian head massage, folks, we will be doing the neck and the top of the shoulders. That's if you can, you know, if you're able to, if you can reach around there, but just do what you can, okay? If you've poor mobility, for the neck and shoulders, the week we're doing Indian head massage, maybe have somebody with you that week to give you a nice wee massage. Get some of the husbands, wouldn't that be lovely? Okay, so now we're going to move on to our breathing exercises. So you can see, I think my complexion's definitely looking a wee bit better. I'm less red than what I was. All right, now we're going to move on to our breathing exercises. So guys, before research was done on yoga, your nervous system has two parts, okay? Well, first of all, your nervous system is called autonomic. It means automatic, all right? So you have an automatic nervous system. So it, you know, your breathing, your digestion, you know, your eyelids flickering, all those things that happen automatically in the body that you don't have much control over. They only stop when you pass to the next dimension, okay? It was thought before research was done on yoga that your automatic nervous system could not be regulated. And guess what? More and more papers and studies that are being done on yoga. And I would say yoga is not just your poses, guys. There's 8 parts of it. And we're doing 3 today. We're doing our breathing, we're doing our poses, and we're doing our meditation. Before yoga, it was thought this couldn't be regulated, and it can. Your nervous system, and therefore the stress you experience in the body and mind, can be regulated through the breathing, the poses, and the meditation, okay? The NHS recommends that we do 4 minutes of controlled breathing per day, and we're going to do 4 minutes now, all right, because we still have some poses to do and a wee bit of meditation to do. So your nervous system can be regulated through your breathing. What do I mean by that? If we're stressed, I mentioned it earlier, your shall we say a fight and flight nervous system is here, and your rest and digest, your calming nervous system is here. Usually they're like this, okay? They're usually up and down in a normal, healthy person who's responding as the body is regulated to do so. But if you're stressed, your fight and flight's up here, your rest and digest down here. And guess what your breathing and your poses and your meditation does? It brings your rest and digest, your calming nervous system and all up here. In fact, I've probably swung from one realm to the other. I used to be like heightened sense of anxiety, fear, worry, stress. Now kind of, you know, some days kind of you'd have to like, you know, more laid back kind of, but that's fine. So we're going to do our 4 minutes of breathing. And in the next session, we'll do a longer breathing practice, but I just want you to get used to a breathing practice. All of you guys who are on here, who go to my yoga classes or who do them online, will know these breathing practices and done them before. Those that don't, you're going to learn them now. So just close the eyes, and I want you to bring the hands to the tummy. You can lie back for this on the carpet or on the couch. And I just want you to breathe in and out through the nose and just bring the awareness to your breath, okay? So I want you to just breathe in and out through the nose, bringing your awareness to your breath. Just letting your thoughts come and go, taking these 4 minutes just for us. Breathing in and out through the nose. And why we breathe in and out through the nose in yoga is because that creates a molecule in the body called nitrate oxide, which is a very powerful healing molecule. It delivers oxygen to the cells more efficiently. It's created in the sinuses, and breathing in and out through the nose creates this molecule. Okay, you switch on your calming nervous system by lengthening our exhale. So we are going to first bring both nervous systems into balance, your fight and flight and your rest and digest. And then we're going to then turn on your calming nervous system. So we're going to bring them into balance by doing a breath called 4, 4, and 4, where we breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and we breathe out for 4. On the count of 3, 2, 1, hands on the tummy, big deep breath in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4, in, tummy out, 2, 3, 4, hold it, 2, 3, 4, out, tummy in, 2, 3, 4. Well done, everybody. That's 2 minutes. We're going to do another 2 minutes of a different one. But I don't know if you noticed how much the world seemed to slow down in those 2 minutes just by doing your breathing exercise. So if you're caught in traffic, if you start to get stressed about that, if the family stresses you out, if the news stresses you out, we'll just turn it off. But whatever stresses you out and you've no control over, I do this in meetings all the time, okay? If something or somebody's stressing me out, I just go to my breathing exercise. Nobody needs to know you're doing it. And the world seems to slow down in those 2 minutes. We're going to do the other 2 minutes, and then we're going to do a few poses. And next week, we will do more yoga poses, and I'll explain how they work on your vagus nerve that turns on your calming nervous system too, okay? Okay, this one is a 4 and an 8. It's the longer exhale has been proven by science and studies. The longer exhale that turns on your calming nervous system. Well, we can't really inhale for very long anyway, okay? So we're going to do a 4 and an 8 where we're going to breathe in for 4 and out for 8, okay? And again, hands on the tummy, keep nice and relaxed, lie back on your mat or on the couch there. All right. Big deep breath in through the nose, tummy out. Sorry, we'll go for 3. I'm just getting the stopwatch going here. 3, 2, 1. Big deep breath in, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. In, tummy out. 2, 3, 4. Out, tummy in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well done, everybody. So that's our 4 minutes of breathing practice as recommended. Controlled breathing as recommended by the NHS every day. That's it, done for the day, okay? And others, in the next sessions, we'll do it a wee bit longer. I just have to explain more in this first session as we started. Okay, so now we're going to do a few yoga poses, okay? About 10 minutes of yoga, and then we've about 5 minutes of meditation. All right, just a wee bit about how yoga works on the nervous system. So we've done our breathing, and that has started to elevate our calming nervous system, okay? Through your yoga poses, not just because of, it makes your, veins and arteries more flexible and helps reduce high blood pressure because, of course, the blood's able to flow more easily through the body and makes you, helps you prevent injury and the aging process and all the rest because makes your joints more flexible. The biggest impact that yoga will have is on your mental health by the operation of certain veins in the body, certain parts of the nervous system, certain nerves, which tell your brain that you are safe, relaxed and calm. The brain then tells your heart to slow down. It tells your stomach to digest your food more slowly. And the overall impact on the body is one of a calming effect, if you like. It is the body's solution to stress, okay? So guys, we'll just do a few poses today and then we'll do the meditation, all right? So there's a couple of comments here in the chat. Paula will probably see this, but I'll send it to it anyway. So the email recording can be emailed and the handouts. Yes, I will send the handout and the handout for next week too. I'm sure the recording can be emailed by Paula. Don't forget, guys, I'm starting the program on Tuesday night through the Oak Healthy Living Centre in Lisnaskea. You can register with them, and this starts again on Tuesday night from 8:30 to 9:30. Okay, all right. So we want to keep the yoga poses, excuse me, poses that people can do. Also, if they are, maybe less mobile than the rest of us. So we're going to do just a wee few poses that you can do either in your work chair or if you're wheelchair or if you're standing, okay? This is a pose for the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, the lower back, the upper back and the shoulders, all right? This is called ragdoll. If your body is tight, you're going to feel this. You're probably going to hate it. But it's a great pose for flexibility and for mobility, okay? So I want you to get your feet out more than shoulder width apart. I want you to turn the heels out slightly. I want you to fold the arms over. And I just want you to hang in your ragdoll for 30 seconds, okay? All right, just hang there. And you'll feel that wee stretch up the back of the legs. So we're lengthening the whole back of the body, but also remember you're lengthening not just the muscles, but the veins and the arteries. And you're triggering the nerves that go to different parts of the body, okay? Keeping your arms folded in one direction, fold the arms over in the other direction. If you're tight up the back of the legs, you will not be able to get your knees in, okay? Your knees will be sticking out a wee bit. Doing this pose helps loosen up the backs of the legs, which keeps the knees nice and flexible and loose, basically allowing the knee joint to do what it's supposed to do, okay? So we're just holding this wee pose for a few more seconds. And let's come up out of that, okay? So to recap, if you are tight up the back of the legs, you are really, really going to feel that. But that is the reason why you should be doing it, okay? All right, let's do a couple of more poses. Probably the most famous pose in yoga, downward dog. Why downward dog is the best known yoga pose is because we use it to transit from the mat to standing and from standing to the mat, okay? Now, I'll show you the pose, okay? Don't worry, we'll be doing loads more of this type of stuff over the next 5 weeks, okay? So this is just a brief introduction to everything today, really, and then we go more in depth into it. So downward dog is you have your heels back on the mat, your feet are out the width of the mat, your hands are out the width of the mat, your heels are pushed back there. A great pose again for the calves, the legs, but also, guys, a great pose for the hands, the arms, the wrists, the shoulders. Brilliant for helping prevent osteoporosis in women because it builds bone density, okay? So we'll try our downward dog. Anyone who can't get their heels back, use a couple of books or yoga blocks if you have them, or a couple of DVDs there of the same size. And you're just holding the pose again to allow the body to open up, okay? So if you can't get your heels back, put your hands on some books there or a couple of DVDs or something. That just gives you a wee bit of elevation and a wee bit of height. And just hold your pose. And again, if you're tight up the back of the legs, you're not going to be able to hold this. Keep holding. I'm just checking everybody's okay. Keep holding, keep breathing, guys, so you can see as you hold the pose. If you're doing yoga in a class, then you're holding the pose, and then you get into your breathing, and your breathing still working your calming nervous system as well as your yoga, as well as your pose itself. Okay, so you're doing 2 parts of yoga at the one time. Good. And let's just come down onto our mats. All right. Okay, a few wee back bends, guys. And like I say, we'll be doing more of these poses over the next 5 weeks. So hands up into the top corner of your mat. Lower back gives a lot of people a lot of trouble. So hands up into the top corner of the mat. I want you to make sure your forearm length away from the front of the mat. And this is Sphinx pose. It's a very, very gentle back bend. Relax the bum, relax the tummy, relax the lower back. Big deep breath in. Breathing out. Up we go. Straighten the arms and look up. And just let the lower back adjust. Let the tummy adjust. So folks, if you can, if you feel the muscles and the spine are adjusting, good. That's what we want. That's what's supposed to happen. Okay, let's work the neck. Big deep breath in, look over the right shoulder. Breathe out, look over the left. Big deep breath in, look over the right shoulder. Breathe out, look over the left. Big deep breath in, look over the right shoulder. Breathe out, look over the left. Big deep breath in, look up. Breathe out, look down. Big deep breath in, look up. Breathe out, look down. Big deep breath in, look up. Breathe out, look down. For those that can, bring the heels up towards the bum. Give the back of the legs a wee shake out there. Toes towards the ceiling. So you want to get rid of some acid there out of the back of the thighs just by giving the legs a wee shake out. down we come. Okay, we're going to go deeper into that pose, and then that will do us for today. We'll do the meditation. So to go deeper into the pose, I want you to see how far you can get your hands back by looking at, well, while looking up and keeping the arms straight, okay? Just, this is very individual based on the body where you're at, okay? Cobra pose, I want you to take the hands just back as far as you can, with the arms straight, the shoulders back and looking up, just going into your cobra. For those of you that can, you'll take the hands beside the shoulders, big deep breath in, breathing out, going up into your cobra, just going to where you can, guys. Holding it, arms straight. Yeah, you're working the muscles of the arms here too, and the bone density by holding the body. Push back onto your knees. Open the knees out a wee bit, finishing off in child's pose. Good. So just open the knees out a wee bit, go back on the heels, hands out the width of the mat, stretching the hands forward more, let the body adjust, guys, breathe into it, get low and long on your mat, bum back on the heels, keep breathing, in and out through the nose, relax the whole body, just keep breathing, keep holding. Well done, everybody, and lie back on your mats for your relaxation, your meditation. Good. Well done, everybody. We'll finish off with a couple of minutes meditation, okay? So every yoga class, apart from this self-care class, every yoga class you would do your breathing, your poses and your meditation, because all three of them, there are 3 of the 8 parts of yoga, but all 3 of them combined really switch on your calming nervous system, okay? And in a class, I would notice it triggering, I would actually feel it switching after about 20 minutes, okay? So just lie back on your mats. Yes, however, you can do yoga if you have problems with your lower back. It's one of the reasons why I started to do yoga, apart from the anxiety and the mental health issues, was arthritis was setting in. I was starting to go on a stick at 40. And I just thought I need to do something here. But with as with every exercise, do what you can. If you feel pain, come out of a pose. Don't overdo it, okay? Lie back on your mat, arms by your side, palms facing up. Just giving thanks for being able to do this class today, for having our health and our strength. Giving thanks for everything that's good in our lives. And I want you to imagine that you're walking through a wood, the woods in winter, and the snow was on the ground. And you can hear the crispness of the snow underfoot. And you see a log cabin in the distance, and you just walk towards it, and there's smoke coming out of the chimney, and you can smell turf and sticks burning. And that lovely, lovely fresh air and the crispness of the snow. And as you approach the log cabin, the door opens. And there's a fire lit in the stove, and there's a big couch, and you just sit down on the couch. And you know you're supposed to be here. And you just sit for a minute enjoying the warmth of the log cabin and the stove. And then you notice some writing paper and a pen on the table in front of you. You just pick it up. And I want you to write down now everything that's good about life. Everything that's good in your life. Family, friends, community, people who care for us. people who do things for us, people who love us, having enough work and money to get by. You're just doing your gratitude list for everything that you're grateful for. Everything that's good in your life. And then I want you just to fold up the paper and just place it into your breast pocket beside your heart. And I want you to leave the writing pad and the pen back on the coffee table. And you're going to keep all those things in your heart. That even when you go back to now, life and work, after the self-care hour, that all those things are stored in your heart. And your heart will remember, even as the mind jumps from thing to thing to thing, from thought to thought to thought. All those things are still in your heart or close to your heart. And when you're ready, just bring your awareness back into the room, turning onto your right side, away from your heart, and coming up into a comfortable position on your mat or wherever you are. So well done, everybody. That's the first of our 6 hours of this self-care program. I hope you've enjoyed it. I like to give, just to explain at the start, how and why this works, okay, rather than just jumping into doing it. And then the next 5 weeks we'll be doing more and more stuff, okay, which will take us really, really through and into and past this part of lockdown and the pandemic, when more and more people will have been vaccinated, okay? And then we really should be in a different place come Easter time. So well done, everybody. And thanks, Martina. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and everybody. Well done. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay? And hopefully that nice, sweet sense of calmness and serenity will stay with you for a few hours, if not the rest of the day. Thanks, guys, and well done. I'll see you next week at the same time. Thanks, Eamon. Good to see some men on. That's if Eamon, or maybe somebody using his laptop, doesn't matter. All right, guys, thanks a million. See you next week. Don't forget the Aisling Centre's Day of Hope, Healing and Growth is online this Saturday as well. It's free, okay? Speakers and workshops as well. That's the Aisling Centre this Saturday. There's Patricia McGrath, good woman. Patricia and Sinead Moss. Well done, everybody. Thanks, Betty. Thanks, everybody. Catch you later.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you very much.